guys. Yes, it's another grey and rainy Sunday morning here in Warwickshire, England, but first of all let me show you something really nice. Look at the crema. Look at the crema on this espresso. Mamma mia. And another nice thing here is an amp by Mr. Paul Rivera and the engineers at the RIVERA Amplification. So let me start this video drinking a bit of espresso for Mr. Paul Rivera and all the boutique amplifier builders in California who, I don't know, I'm wondering if they realize what sort of industry they started in the early 80s in California, you know. Mr. Mike Soldano, Reinhold Bogner, Paul Rivera, Randall Smith, all these cats in California when they started tweaking Fender and Marshall amplifiers and hot rodding them. I'm wondering whether they noticed that time they started a whole new industry, a whole new segment of guitar amplification. So one of the big cats was Mr. Paul Rivera, who was working for Fender and Yamaha and Mesa Boogie, and then he launched his own company called RIVERA Amplification, and this is a wonderful example. I'll tell you what, folks, it's a wonderful example. So for Mr. Paul Rivera and all the guys at RIVERA Amplifiers, oh man, this espresso, I tell you what, folks, this espresso makes my day every day. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please just support my work, support my art by sending me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much. So go back to this amplifier, RIVERA Clubster Royale 55. What an amp, guys, what an amp. So the story is, you know, I've been looking for a secondary, like a spare amp beside my Mesa Boogie Mark I Kingsnake, which is my main amp for the Very Santana show. Actually, the Very Santana tour kicks off on the first week of March, and we play all around the UK in different theaters. So these are theater shows in front of like 100, 200, 300 people every evening. So it's a quite big thing, and obviously I can't turn up with only one amplifier because anything can happen. Valve or tube or whatever you call it can blow, or you know, anything nasty can happen with a valve amplifier in the middle of the show, and I just can't say to the crowd that sorry guys, I don't play any more Santana licks for you because my amp just blown. So I was looking for a secondary, like spare amp. So let's have a closer look, guys. Handcrafted by RIVERA Amplification, Sun Valley, California. Mamma mia, mamma mia. Serious piece of gear this is. So as you can see, it has two dedicated, completely separated channels, and that is a very important fact. So let's start with the clean channel. One of the most important thing and a great feature on this amplifier, so it has a volume, a treble and bass, but there's no master volume on this section. So there's no master volume that affects the clean sound, and that is really important for me, because usually the problem with two channel amplifiers is they got a master volume on the clean channel as well, and usually they have like a main master volume too much. It kills the sound. A real clean amplifier, like all the Fender Princetons and Deluxes and Super Reverbs, they are non-master volume amps, and because they don't have a master volume here, it sounds much more natural. So it's, for me, a clean channel shouldn't have a master volume at all, not even in the circuit. And this is how this amp was designed. Very clever. So the clean channel is, it sounds as good as a Deluxe reverb or a Princeton reverb or a Super reverb, because it doesn't have a master volume and it has a absolutely similar circuit. Obviously this guy Paul Rivera was working for Fender, was working for Yamaha, working for Miss Boogie. He was a serious boutique amplifier builder that time, in that era where, you know, Mesa Boogie, Soldano, Bogner, Matchless, all these boutique amps appeared on the market. So Paul Rivera was one of the cats who started his own amplifier company, and obviously his heritage of guitar amplifier building came from Fender, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to clean sounds. And definitely this you can hear this amp. It's a two-channel amp, but unless almost all other two-channel amps on the market, this has a fantastic clean sound. Yes, so there's no master volume. You can turn this up and it starts breaking up naturally, like a Fender Princeton or Deluxe or Super Reverb, whatever. It has a reverb and presence. Even the reverb is fantastic. It has a six spring reverb tank built into the combo. 6 springs, that's quite a lot, and it's very natural sounding one. I love it. Very deep and lush sounding, very warm as well. Very good reverb. So you can tell this chap, Mr. Paul Rivera, comes from Fender amps, because the reverb is great and the clean is fantastic. And yeah, it's very dynamic, because it hasn't got a master volume on this channel. It doesn't make the clean channel dead. Usually when you have a master volume on a clean channel or in the circuit, it just makes the clean channel completely dead and lazy and kind of useless, while this one is just like a non-master volume, old school traditional Fender Bassman or whatever, you know. And when it comes to the lead channel, now this is very interesting. If you pull this knob out, you get a serious high lead sound, what I don't like at all. But what I prefer is keeping this knob in and then turning up the gain, obviously turning up the gain, and there's a switch, there's a sweet spot on the middle pot, and around 7 it turns the amp to like a very vintage sounding Marshall. It's like a very old school, like a super lead, like a 50 watt 1987 X or something, but the middle should be turned above 6. So around 7ish, here is the sweet spot where the amp starts sounding very old school, vintage, fantastic quality. I love that so much. You don't need too much bass, so I just leave it on 5, which is the neutral spot, I think. You don't need too much treble. So just this setup makes the end sound like a fantastic old school Marshall. I love it so much. If you pull this out, you go to the GCM 800 3030, so like a proper modern high lead, high gain amplifier. I'm not that kind of player, obviously. So when you pull this out, obviously this gain should go down somewhere around 5-ish, but it changes the character and I don't like it too much, so I love this setup. So cranked gain, like an old school amp, cranked gain, quiet high master volume, so around 3 and 4, but it's a 55 watt amp, so it doesn't kill everyone around you. So 575, that's a great setup for this amplifier, and nothing on the back, so it's very cool. Let me show you the back of the amplifier. And I used to have a Rivera Venus 6 and I sold it, and since then I've been thinking about it. That was a bloody mistake, because I really love the sound of the amplifier, and not just the sound, the look, the feel. The feel is very important, and everything was really good on the amp. So I went up to some websites, and I was looking for some Rivera amplifiers second hand available here in the UK. Not many around, to be honest, not many around. These are boutique amplifiers, but not hyped boutique amplifiers. A really hyped boutique amplifier like a Mesa Boogie Mark 1 or Mark 3 or Mark 5 or any of these amps, they start around £1,500, I'm sure around $1,500 or €1,500 and up, just because they are hyped and a lot of people like them and not many around, so that increases the price. But for some reason, for some stupid reason, I never understand the market, you know, for some stupid reason these Rivera amps are not hyped as much as some other boutique brands, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's nothing wrong with them. These are fucking amazing. For the same price what you could pay for a 68 reissue Fender Princeton Reverb, 68 Fender Deluxe Silver Face reissue, whatever. So those are Mexican mass-produced amplifiers, made in Mexico, mass-produced. Nothing wrong with those, but you know, just not on the same level as a handmade Californian boutique amp designed by one of the biggest name in the amp designing history. So for the same price you can buy one of these. Unbelievable. That's how the market works, and I really like these sort of things, because you know, for not much money you get amazing quality. I'm sure, and I could honestly say this, guys, I think this amp is probably the champion of the if there's a competition for value of the money what you get, because you get a fucking amazing clean sound, and you get a bloody amazing boutique Marshall quality overdriven sound, as you can hear it on this demo. So enjoy this long review. I try to show what my feelings are, and yeah man, so I can highly recommend this amplifier to any of you guys who are after this boutique quality Fender vintage clean sound without non-master volume clean sound, what are my favorite, which is my favorite, and the master volume, the overdriven Marshall style sound. Fucking amazing, this amp is. It delivers everything. It also has an effects loop. It also has a 6-spring reverb tank, so even the reverb is very lush, very warm, very analog sounding one, and not in the face at all. It just beautifully blends into the mix, as hopefully you can hear it on the demo. So this is as nowadays all my reviews are, you know, just guitar, cable, amp. Now, these are the simplest signal chain in the history of YouTube guitar and amplifier demos. You know what? Just guitar, cable, amp, no effects on the floor, nothing, no After Effects, straight into Pro Tools, a bit of mastering at the end just to, you know, increase the levels. And you know what, that's all, that's what you can hear on the video, and it honestly shows you the ultra high quality clean, the ultra high quality vintage overdrive. This has a very modern high gain overdrive sound as well, but I'm not a big fan of that. I don't even know how to use that to be honest, so I just set it up for myself as I like it, like the vintage overdrive, and very vintage non-master volume clean. It just shows the fantastic reverb. You know what, guys? Rock music. Rock music is powerful, and rock music is beautiful when you can play on a guitar like that PRS 594 latest model gold top LP style PRS. Actually, stay with me and subscribe to my channel, please, because that is the next video. I'm going to release a long review about this latest 2020 PRS 594 single cut gold top guitar. So So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please support my work, support my art by sending me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks a lot. So as you can hear it on the demo, the clean side is very dynamic, because it doesn't have a master volume on the clean section. It doesn't make the clean side dead or lazy or too flat sounding one without any dynamics or anything. You know, that's the problem with two-channel amps. Usually they have a like a main master volume which affects the clean side as well, or the clean itself has a gain and the master. And if this is the case, Usually the clean is not as good as on a like a non-master volume JTM 45 or 1987 X Marshall or Fender Princeton or Fender Deluxe Reverb. You know, that punch what you get, that's natural sounding tube valve clean sound comes from a non-master volume section like this. This is very clever how they do it. I really enjoy it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please just support my work, support my art by sending me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much. It doesn't happen too often when I just grab a guitar, plug it into an overdrive channel, and I just play licks after licks, and then I just play with the volume knob on the guitar. I didn't even touch the tone knob. The tone was wide open, so it was on 10. I didn't touch the tone knob on the guitar because it just I didn't want it to affect the tone. It sounded so cool. This has a fantastic tasty overdrive channel with this setup, with this vintage setup on the settings as I mentioned in the video. You know, it doesn't happen too often. I just plugged this beautiful 594 PRS gold top, plugged straight into this amp, and I just play over and over, and I have licks after licks, and then I just play with the tone knob, and then it increases the gain. It takes the gain away but makes the amplifier more dynamic. It reacts to the playing style so well. And it's not bass heavy. Usually that's the other thing. Usually if you increase the gain, the bass becomes too fluffy or too, you know, it loses the tightness on the bass side, but nothing on this amplifier. So you can really crank the gain. You can leave the bass on number 5, which is I think the most natural setting, and then just play with the play with the volume knob on the guitar, and even if you crank that to number 10, so wide open, it still won't have too much bass. It won't kill the sound. I think the right word for this overdrive channel on this amp is very intact, and it stays intact. And it stays intact over the whole range as I start pushing those big massive humbuckers from the PRS gold top. It stays intact and reacts, and it stays very fast and responsive. Other thing what I've noticed is the noise floor. So even with the gain on number 10 and the master on number 3, the noise floor is very low. So you can tell it has very high quality, ultra high quality components. Actually, they mention on their website they use military grade components all around the amplifier. Fuck's sake, and you can get this quality for not too much money, to be honest. I think this amp wins the trophy for the best amp for the money, or for the money. For not too much money, you can buy like a boutique quality amp like this with military graded components all around. What else we want? So yeah, you can hear there's not much noise. The amp is very clean and quiet, and not much noise coming out even when you crank it. So very high quality piece of gear. Congratulations, Mr. Paul Rivera, and all the cats at the Rivera factory. I'm very fucking impressed. And if you follow my channel, or if you check my previous videos out, I had so many boutique amps, from Bogner to Matchless, many Mesa Boogie amplifiers. You know, I think I've got a very Cornford Victory, a lot of high-end amplifiers I used to have, and I still have a Mesa Boogie Mark 1 King Snake, which is like a 3K, it was around 3K nowadays. This amp, for much less money, delivers very similar quality. I tell you what, folks, very similar quality. And this has a fantastic effects loop as well, but I haven't even touched yet, because, you know, as I said in the beginning of the video, this is just guitar cable straight into this amp, and I'm very happy with the result. So yeah, man, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Check it out. If you can find a good Rivera amp, I can highly recommend it too. I used to have another Rivera amp called the Venus 6. It was a beautiful white colored Venus 6 combo amplifier, and I was very happy with it. Unfortunately, I needed the money for, I don't know, something else again, probably another guitar, or I don't know, and I sold that, and I wasn't happy for weeks, because that was a fantastic amp. That was a Class A 30 watt Rivera amp. I was very impressed with that one as well. So I can highly recommend this brand to anyone, and I think I'm a genuine person, not a bullshitter. This amp actually is not for sale. I don't even want to sell it because it's, as I said in the beginning of the video, this is part of my rig at the moment, so it's not a sales video or anything. This is my dead honest opinion. I think you can rely on my opinion. I've had so many boutique amplifiers, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to boutique valve amps. So hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.